Welcome all to Cricknalysis. In our today's video, we'll be doing an interesting activity. We'll be comparing Rahul Dravid's 11, which is currently in Sri Lanka, versus Ravi Shastri's 11, which is in England. Yes, both the teams are playing phenomenally, be it against County or Sri Lanka. Both the sides have a lot of quality. About 50 players are currently representing India here and there around the world. That's great for the coming future of the Indian cricket, as every player, be it Virat has a like-to-like match. Every slot has competitiveness around it, be it number 2, number 4 and number 6. Players like Hardik Pandya are too under the stress of being dropped. Players like Bhuvneshwar Kumar have now a chance to come back, as small series such as Sri Lanka are capable of happening because we have 25 extra players who can play in another part of the world at the same time. Yes, so let us start with our comparisons. So let's start with the top order. Rahul Dravid's 11 is the one which played in the first and second ODI, and Shastri's 11 you'll get to know later in the video. So the top order. First, the number 1. Shastri's 11 we have KL Rahul, and in Dravid's 11 we have Shikhar Dhawan. So obviously Shikhar Dhawan will win this 1-0 because Shikhar Dhawan is way more experienced and way more better than KL Rahul. Yes, KL Rahul is also good, but when it comes to white ball cricket, Shikhar Dhawan is better than KL Rahul. Then number 2, we'll go with Rohit Sharma in Shastri's 11, and in Rahul Dravid's 11 we have Prithvi Shaw. Obviously there's no comparison. Rohit Sharma will obviously win because he's way more experienced and he's the best in number 2 I think in ICC rankings and ODIs. And so let's move on to number 3, Virat Kohli in Shastri's 11, and in Dravid's 11 we have Ishan Kishan, who just made his ODI debut. So obviously King Kohli will win this one because he's the best in all formats. Moving on at number 4. At number 4, for Shastri's 11, we have Mayank Agarwal. At Dravid's 11, as we saw, we have Manish Pandey. This is an interesting counter, as Manish Pandey is experienced and he's played about 27 ODIs for India and many IPL matches for Hyderabad and KKR. But Mayank Agarwal, since the day he's made his debut, has been continuously impressing us with his double centuries in Test or be his quick attacking play in IPL. So this is quite an interesting one, but we feel that Manish Pandey gets an extra edge over here, especially in the ODI format. If it had been Test, then Mayank Agarwal obviously rules it. Moving on, number 5. For Shastri's 11, we have Rishabh Pant, and Dravid's 11, we saw Surya Kumar Yadav. Again, quite an interesting one because Surya Kumar Yadav, though he's new, has shown a lot of potential both in IPL, T20s and now ODIs also. But Rishabh Pant, well, there's no comparison in front of him at this spot, especially in ODIs, because Pant has been performing phenomenally in the recent ODI matches and T20I matches, so that adds to his form. Moving on, number 6. In Dravid's 11 we have Hardik Pandya, and in Shastri's 11, Ravindra Jadeja. So Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya are India's best all-rounders, most reliable all-rounders. So in this comparison we'll give 1 point to each team because both are equal, I think. Both have the same batting average. Jadeja is better in bowling, but Hardik Pandya has grown as a batsman in ODIs and T20s. So we'll give 1 point to both of them. Moving on to number 7. Now in number 7, we have Akshar Patel for Shastri's 11, as he's a great IPL player. And for Dravid's 11, we saw Krunal Pandya. Akshar Patel and Krunal Pandya are quite the same players because both can bat. Pandya has an extra edge over here, but Akshar Patel can bowl beautifully. Though we haven't seen Akshar Patel quite as much as we've seen Pandya in the blue colours for India, and Pandya has been performing great with his bowling skills in the past 2 matches against Sri Lanka with an economy of around 3 and 4 in both the games and taking 3 wickets in total. With Akshar Patel, his batting has improved obviously thanks to DC, Delhi Capitals in IPL, and his bowling, though we haven't seen much of him in ODI and T20, but according to his Test stats, he's way better than Pandya in the spin department. So again, we give 1 point to each here. Moving on, number 8. In Dravid's 11, we have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the vice captain of the team, which has gone to Sri Lanka. And in Shastri's 11, we are taking Shardul Thakur, the emerging star. So obviously here we'll give it to Bhuvneshwar Kumar. He's very experienced and he's also good in batting, also better than Shardul Thakur because he's got a 50 against Sri Lanka also. And the reason why we're taking Bhuvneshwar Kumar is that he's better in bowling also. Shardul Thakur has played only 20 games for India in the white ball format, although he's emerging in the test format also, but we'll give it to Bhuvneshwar. Moving on, number 9. Deepak Chahar in Dravid's 11 and Ravi Shastri's 11 has Ravi Chandran Ashwin. Though Ravi Chandran Ashwin has been out of spotlight in the ODI and the T20I format, he still is a way better bowler and all-rounder than Deepak Chahar at any point of the game currently, because he's way more experienced and has also played a lot of ODIs in the past, so that we cannot take out of the picture even though he doesn't play. Deepak Chahar, though, we still have to give him credit for the second ODI, batted brilliantly. If he can continue his batting skills the same way, then India has a great finisher for them. Next, number 10, in Dravid's 11 we have Yuzvendra Chahal, and in Shastri's 11 we are taking Jasprit Bumrah. So Jasprit Bumrah is India's number 1 bowler currently in the white ball format, and Chahal has been in and out of the Indian team after the pandemic hit. So in the Australia series we also didn't see him that often, and Bumrah has been consistent for India also, although he didn't perform in the WTC final, but that's different. That's a different format altogether. So we are giving it to Bumrah because he's better than Chahal. Last, number 11. In Dravid's 11, we saw Kuldeep Yadav, and in Shastri's 11, we have Mohammad Shami. Two different players. One spins beautifully and one has a lot of pace. Shami bowled brilliantly in WTC final, but that's a different format. But still, his IPL had not been that great, but Kuldeep Yadav didn't play a match, so we cannot take IPL into consideration. Now comes in Kuldeep Yadav playing the two ODIs against Sri Lanka. One was a dicey fine ODI, the first one, but the second ODI wasn't that successful for Kuldeep Yadav. Confidence level wise, Shami is way up, as his spot in the Test 11 is for sure. His ODI 11 spot is also in consideration, way above others such as Shardul Thakur or T. Natarajan. So in taking stats and confidence and their current form, let's give it to Mohammad Shami. He's way better than Kuldeep Yadav at the current moment, because Kuldeep Yadav is a bit low on confidence and not getting a lot of matches obviously impacts the player's form too. So we'll give you the whole summary of the whole comparison. So first we had Rohit Sharma and first we had Mayank Agarwal, KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan. So 1-0. Then we had Rohit Sharma and Prithvi Shaw. Rohit Sharma obviously 1-all. Then we had Kohli and Ishan Kishan. We gave it to Kohli, so 2-1. Then we had Manish Pandey and Mayank Agarwal. It had a 1-1 point equality. Then we had Suryakumar Yadav and Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant gets an edge over here. Then we had Hardik Pandya and Jadeja, where it was again 1-1. And then we had Akshar Patel and Krunal Pandya, again 1-1. And after that we had Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Shardul Thakur, where Bhuvaneshwar Kumar gets an edge. Then in the last three we had Deepak Chahar and then Ravichandran Ashwin. Ashwin won it. And then we had Chahal and Bumrah won. Shami and Kuldeep in the end, so Shami won. This clearly tells how strong the Shastri 11 is, but as we said, there is no comparison between the two teams. One team is brilliant at their own level and the other is still emerging. Though half the players in the Dravid's 11 are still emerged players such as Hardik Pandya, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Krunal Pandya, Shikhar Dhawan or Manish Pandey, but whereas Shastri's 11 is way more experienced and has that experience of playing at the top level. So those seniors cannot be compared to juniors who are still to emerge and still become the next Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, be it Suryakumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Prithvi Shaw, Deepak Chahar, right? So over here, Shastri's team wins the playing 11 if we compare, but in all together, it's India at the end of the day, right? So all these comparisons don't matter. All matters is the strength bench and the quality India can put forward at the field at any stage of the game, be it the T20 World Cup, the WTC final or the ODI World Cup. Coming up is the T20I World Cup, where many players will be fighting for the middle order, especially be it Manish Pandey, be it KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Ishan Kishan, Suryakumar Yadav. All these 6 players half play for Dravid's 11, half play for Shastri's 11. But that doesn't matter, because all matters is how they represent the country, how well they can play for the country. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe.